Ray coming back or not. All right, so maybe just a personal anecdote from my side. So from my first company I founded on my own. So I was alone, like the only founder. And the second company I founded with 3 other people. And with having such a big founding team and founders team, you obviously come across many discussions, problems, and also each of us has some personal differences. So it's very dynamic, as the headline says. And at the end, it's very important that your team, as a founder team especially, works well, because otherwise you will never be successful with the business. So I know that it sounds maybe a bit soft, but it's really an essential topic, because every teamwork makes the dream work. So what should we take care? And what is why should you really care about a good teamwork? There are different reasons. At the end, this is the only sustainable differentiator you have in comparison to your competitors, because your product can be copied, your sales strategy can be copied, but how you execute on your strategies and how you do that within the team, how fast, how good, and so on, this is not copyable. So this is always your USP, your differentiator, your unique selling proposition. So, I mean, it looks simple to build a team, but at the end, and also to build startups, we already had this statistics. But yes, 95% of all startups fail. And as you already saw the survey, there are many reasons why startups fail. So I think you remember this graph. And we talked a lot about there's no market need for the solution. That's why we are doing the interviews, the surveys, the questions. But on place number 3, you have not the right team. So this is also very often happening, that the failure reason is because of the wrong team. There's been many studies and many research on what are the characteristics of high-performing teams, and those are the 8. I also find the most important ones. So first, there needs to be a clear purpose. So you need to be aligned within the team, and you need to know to which goal are you running to now. So what are your priorities, and why do you do the things you do? Open communication, especially on the founders level. So with your co-founders, be very transparent and communicate very openly about your feelings, about your struggles, and so on, because only if it's openly communicated, you can change something with the situation. Trust and respect, I think that's clear. Especially trust is, after a certain while, you need to trust the other person, because you cannot do everything. So you need to trust your partner or your several partners that they are the best in their field, and that they will do everything they can, and so that you can concentrate on your own field. Shared leadership, that means that you are building a good cooperation to have a shared leadership philosophy and style as well. I mean, you can have different leadership styles, but at the end, you need to lead with the same purpose. And the operations and the processes are very important. So basically making unconscious things conscious. I mean with that, um, you do certain things in a certain way, and then if you expect your employees or your team members to do it in the same way, they will never do it in the same way like you did. But they will do it in the same way like you did if you actually write it down and you have a clear process. After this happens, you need to do this, and so on and so on. So the processes and the conditions within the team, the relations needs to be very clear and effective. Yeah, there are many studies out there which support that team diversity. So diversity in terms of gender, in age, in backgrounds, study backgrounds, and so on. I think you know about that. Flexibility, adaptability. So especially in startups, yeah, you need to react very fast on certain situations. So as a team, you need to stay flexible as well. And continuous learning, that's something I'm really a fan of, that that the whole team learns every day something new, that you have a culture, that you read a lot of books, and you go to workshops, so that you emphasize this continuous learning. And not sure if you know this golden circle, it's called. It's from Simon Sinek. He's pretty popular. His message is always start with the why. So he has a circle out of three circles. So in the middle, there's a why, then there is the how, and then there is the what. So what does he actually means with it? If you pitch your product idea, your startup idea to somebody else, you should not say, I'm selling food, because I'm selling food is the what. What do? You sell food. The how is, I sell it through online delivery. And the why is because my family has a long-term tradition in Japanese culture, and my dad was the number one cook in Japan, and that's why I love to convey this cultural message to Chinese people, or whatever. So that's more the why, okay? And what he's saying is that you will always be more successful if you start with the why and not with the what, because then people see how you are motivated, and it's more storytelling, and they can identify with your idea, and they will like your idea much better. It's like best example which company uses this golden circle is Apple. Apple does not tell you that. I remember times when we still had an iPod. So Steve Jobs didn't say, hey, this is an iPod, this is a new MP3 player. He said something like 1,000 songs in your pocket. So this is a why. Yeah? Why should I, like, why is it there? Because I can make 1,000 songs in the pocket. And he does not say, yeah, this is an MP3 player with 1 gigabyte, how do you say, storage. He tells you there are 1,000 songs on it. So, and this is applied again to the culture of the startup and your team. Especially now, I have the feeling the younger generation, they talk a lot about the why, and they need to know the why. Otherwise, they are not motivated to work. So this is clearly very important for the leadership and for the team, to have a combined why, and that you work on the same why. Otherwise, it will be hard to build up on that. Yeah, and I would like to know, what is your why, and what's the purpose It can be um, it can be something with your startup idea. Why choose that idea you're working on? But then we all your personal way, your why you do certain things you do. So I will just give you maybe 5 minutes, not 10, maybe 5 minutes. So you can just quickly brainstorm and then you can just paste your answer into the chat. All right. Ah, that's a cool why, Ethan, to open up a new field of digital economy. Nice. How about the others? Have you found your why? What about the others? What about Cherui and Chen? Yeah, that's Chen. That's like solving the problem, but maybe you can dig. You don't have to do it now, but dig deeper. Like, why do you want to solve this problem? Do you want to make people live longer, or um, do you want to see them more happier? That could be all reasons. But here it's really about why do you want to solve this problem? I'm really. All right. Yeah, that's a cool story. All right. Nice. That was just a practice. This is, I'm going into a new startup now, and this is a very big question always at the beginning, and especially very complicated also to discuss with everybody involved, because you cannot really change your purpose all of the times. You should have defined it once at the beginning, and then so make it really work. Um, all right, then just a few slides left, and then you made it today. So again, the second one: open communication. Be clear, be present, be kind, be curious. Trust and respect. So especially you as a leader, you should always lead by example, because this will be conveyed to your employees. Trust your team members, always ask for feedback, have an open feedback culture. So everybody should be allowed to say everything he or she believes, thinks, and so on. Inspired. So the shared leadership is also lead your employees, but also lead yourself. So yeah, have a good balance between your own management and the management of your team. And the effectiveness, I already talked about the processes. It has to be clear who makes which decision. Sorry, something is in my throat. Who is responsible for certain things? That needs to be very clear. And I made a bad experience when two people are responsible for one thing, then nobody is responsible. So always have one person responsible for one thing. I mean, this person can have responsibility of several things, but one process, one task should never have two or more than one responsible persons. Yeah, diversity, I think it's clear. You see here statistics that truly diverse teams, they have a 70% higher chance to succeed in the market, actually. Because it steers from, if you're coming from, you always have this perspective, and in discussions with different perspectives, you will always get a better outcome. Yeah, I like the quote: use 100% of the shots you never take. So here, flexible and pursue them. Yeah, this is really learning. It's not only like workshops, but also in terms of doing experiments in your company. So let's fail fast and fail often and fail cheap. This is like the lean startup we're always talking about. But you obviously you do not stop after finding your good business idea. you should keep this mindset. And when you do new marketing campaigns, you should test them. You should see, okay, with this I fail, and then we will do version B. So always learn, learn, learn. And with that, and this needs to be put into the team, and everybody needs to do that, not only you. And this is actually, there's a really good book about psychologically safety, which describes that this is the ultimate secret to team success. So what does it actually mean? It means that you have a good framework in your company, a culture, and everybody feels safe to actually say the truth and to actually challenge the others. And challenging the others can sometimes be very uncomfortable because you need to tell the truth, but everybody needs to feel very safe in the company. So if a team member has fear that the team member will be kicked out if he or she says something wrong or differently, this is not good. Everybody needs to feel very safe, needs to, you as a leader, you need to convey the message that in this culture, in this company, everybody is free to say anything, and this is actually, and tell them that's actually good. So challenge us, ask questions, be uncomfortable with people, because then the organization grows and everybody learns from that. All right, that's was the slides regarding team. I think you need to go back to the slides and read through them more carefully. This was just a brief overview. Are there some questions regarding those teamwork slides? All right, cool. Then just quickly regarding your homework, and then our lecture today is over. So I recommend you to prepare one survey or an interview. It depends what you want to do. And you can also work on a landing page. It's up to you. So creating a landing page is not mandatory, but you really need to have like one survey or at least one interview to test your hypothesis. So until next time, it would be great if you can prepare that survey so we can go through the surveys and see if we can improve something. And you should also already have tested your survey with maybe one or two friends and see if the functionality of the survey works well, of the formulation of the question is understandable, and so on. And yeah, then until next week, I think the 27th, 6 p.m., which you already were working on last week. Please send it to me via PDF, via email. And yeah, finalize it until then. And that's, I think that's not I think, but that's the first part of your grade. It counts 10%. Let me see, just to be sure. So really, please send it in until the 27th, and the validation plan is 10% of your project report. So it goes into the grade. Yeah. Any questions regarding that? All clear? Otherwise, you can always contact me via mail, and I will help you. All right. Then, if there are no questions, I wish you a good rest of the day, and see you next week. Bye bye.
Yeah.